the cloud. Good evening, everyone. This is the August meeting for Space Station Requiem. I'm Robin, we have Mikey, and we have Heather with us today. We're just going to dive right on into it. And this is kind of one of our old logos. Yes.
I'm sorry, I had to use it because I think I love it. It's like,
yeah,
I really do
public
like
access has been granted. I mean, that is kind of what our entire philosophy has been, is that everyone is welcome. It doesn't matter if you're Star Trek, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, Mad Max, whatever fandom you're a part of, you're welcome on Space Station Requiem. We're just like space stations are ports of call for several different species. We're basically a port of call for all fandoms. We do play, our primary play sandbox is Star Trek. We have everything in there, including our own universe, which I know I haven't been writing on lately. It's been a bit busy. So
yeah,
going to be real quick agenda. Yeah, I know. We got a lot going on. Real quick agenda, chapter news, merchandise update, trivia, and movie reboots. Chapter news is we don't really have any. We've filed our SPAR report on time. I've been kind of looking at our current website to see what we can change and update with it, or if everything is good as is, and just what I need to break it all down for Kevin to update on his little server, try to at least get one of our smaller sites out of the way. Merchandise update, because of our current web host has insisted on us paying more money every year, even with a nonprofit discount. We currently removed our store off of our website, so there is no merchandise for sale at this time. I am trying to figure out an alternative. I'm trying to figure out an alternative. I still do have the I need to remember to send Mikey. Remind me to send Kevin his. We still have our comm badges with a departmental color in them, and then we've got a bunch of other fun stuff that we have from Printify. I might see if Printify has a shop or something. Trivia. Which Carl Urban character did you know first?
Middle Earth King.
None of those.
That is the only one. That is the only one. I have not watched any of the other movies.
I've seen all but actually I watched just a couple of episodes from The Boys. First time I saw him though, Xena Warrior Princess.
That is awesome.
He was Cupid and he was Caesar.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, so I stole this picture directly from our posting on a page, because I was like, hey, I didn't realize that was him. But that is cool. I didn't realize he was in Xena, and I used to watch Xena all the time. But it's been a long time.
I actually saw him it's before Star Trek. Give me a minute. Let me think. Almost Human. It was a TV series from 2013 to 2015.
Yeah, I was so mad when that got canceled. I saw
I just
loved it.
Totally forgot that he was in Riddick as well.
Yes.
Dread. I saw him in Dread. Sorry, I'm looking at his his list.
He was also in one of the
Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah, he was also in one of the ones with Mila Jovovich that had to do with the Umbrella Corporation and all that. It was based off a game. Resident Evil.
Yeah, it's.
He was in one of the Resident Evil movies too. So, but yeah, he was in one of the Resident Evil movies. But yeah, and Xena. If you look him up,
which I'm on it right now, because I looked him up earlier, and I was like, huh.
Yeah, when you see the pictures of him from Xena, you're all like, now I remember, especially if you watch the show.
And because I still have it on VHS tape, like the whole set. Yeah. I'm not old or nothing.
Well, no, I rewatched all of them. We lived in a travel trailer for a year, and we had just regular broadcast TV via antenna.
Yeah.
So we had the Heroes and Something channel, and I watched old Xena episodes on that channel.
Dude, it's so weird seeing him with the blonde hair again.
I know, right?
Wow. Yeah. God, it's been so long since I've watched it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. His face in this one.
Yep. But I tell you, in Star Trek, he had Bones down pat. It was almost scary. It's like, dude, he was channeling DeForest Kelly.
And which of the Star Trek movies does he play the Doctor in?
All of the new ones.
Oh, does he? All of them? Because I haven't seen it.
Yes.
I haven't seen them yet. You're like, Mikey, what movies have you seen? Well,
to watch or not to watch? See, I'll always watch them unless if the trailers are truly horrible, I won't watch any reboots or sequels or prequels. But I'll always give them a chance if they look decent.
can't hear you.
Oh, she's still muted.
No, it doesn't show she's muted.
I thought she muted herself when she stepped away.
She did, but she unmuted.
Okay.
But yeah, that's weird. Okay. Do, 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 do.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
There we go.
Okay. My battery died.
Ah.
And my microphone.
Oh, great.
It's like, sure, right in the middle of it, me's trying to say something really interesting.
So what were you saying?
Star Trek. We all watched the original series. Then the motionless picture came out.
Mm-hmm.
Then we were awed by the Wrath of Khan.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna say that even though I was young, that was pretty steamy of Montalban.
Mm-hmm.
Godel.
Oh, yes. Oops, come on. Break it down for me, man. See, now everything went cockeyed on my computer, too.
All right, the gremlins have appeared.
Yep.
Not that I can talk.
Now the gremlins are here. So
I'm telling the gremlins to go away.
I need to buy me a new anti-gremlin, a gremlin demon to scare him away. Whenever the new Star Trek movies would come out, the Star Trek clubs I was a part of, we'd always be at the opening weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So when the reboot came out with Chris Pine, Carl Urban, and man who played Spock, can't remember his name.
Simon Pegg?
No,
because he's
Simon
in it
Pegg
too.
Was Scotty. She's talking about Spock.
Spock.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was like, but I know he was in it.
Yes, he was Scotty. Went from his lovely British accent to
Scottish
accent.
Yeah.
Now what did I do? I didn't touch anything.
What's it doing?
My screen is going blippity 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 blip.
It's making that Windows noise, that bling.
Yeah.
Do you think it might have to do with the fact that I have it set up that you have to click to go to the next one?
No.
Okay.
No. No, it's just my computer. I'm glad I found the other one. Hooray for me for prepping for a new computer. Not that I accidentally bought one and it's been sitting in a box for 2 years.
Oh my gosh, woman.
I meant to give it to Matt 2 Christmases ago.
Oh. Oops.
So I have an old generation of what his new computer was for Christmas. So when the new reboot came out, people would ask us, so what do you think of it? And we'd be, we didn't get to watch it until the very last showing of the night. Because we were out there, greeting guests. They had us taking tickets for the movie, just being ushers and everything, and people were getting the whole Star Trekkie experience with us. And so we actually did not get to see the whole movie until the end of the night. In the meantime, we're like, we know it's a reboot. They're trying to rejuvenate, if people don't know, a reboot is when they try to rejuvenate a franchise.
Yep.
And so people would ask us what we thought about, and we're like, we're going to hold reservation until we actually see it, but from our perspective, it's just a different telling, we're going to let it try to stand on its own merits. And it did pretty good. I mean, we finally got to sit down and watch it. It was pretty good. We really enjoyed it. And I've watched. I think they have a 4th one that's in production. So
Yeah.
I believe.
When I saw the reboots, I was sitting there going, "Damn, they got that casting down pat." It was awesome.
Okay.
It's very rare that you can do that with a reboot. That you can get all the main characters. Almost perfect. It's sad that Anton Yelkin.
Yes, they're going to have a little tribute to him. As a part of it. I haven't heard exactly what it is, but I do know that they are going to have a tribute to him in this movie.
The upside is that they've decided to make it a separate timeline because yes, there were things that changed because the older Spock, coming through from was it one of the next generation movies where he came through with the red, so that allowed for that twist. Have the Kelvin timeline. So that worked out really well. So being without a checkoff, though, will be sad, but it's Kelvin timeline, so it makes it easier to allow for something like that.
So according to the Nerdist, Star Trek 4 remains in the works, even though some recent comments are not positive. The latest piece of news is that names a writer for the movie. So it's a priority for Paramount.
Yeah.
Let's see here. A new writer emerges for Star Trek 4. Steve Yockey, Yockey. And that's kind of where it's at right now.
Yeah.
They're still trying to figure it out. They've still trying to get everybody. It looks like they're still trying to get all the actors on board too, without having a finished script.
Yeah.
Is kind of what it's looking like.
So, and from what I understand, what I've read is all the actors are interested in coming back.
Yeah.
That's right. Just waiting until there's a script because they want to see the story, which makes sense. But they're all interested in coming back.
Yeah.
So that's it's going to be interesting. So it's one of the few reboots that was actually really good, regardless of what some fundamentalist Trekkies, for lack of a better term, think. But it is what it is. I thought they did a really good job.
Yeah. Batman. how many people have now played Batman?
Oh my God.
And almost every single Batman movie that has come out has been a reboot of the Bat.
5.
I mean, just like how many times?
Has it been 6 or 7?
I think we're on 6 now.
Okay. To be fair, I'm not a fan of the Robert Pattinson. I don't mind it being dark per se, but he seemed too angsty to me.
I thought the last one that came out was too dark.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get Batman is this dark, moody character and everything, and Gotham's pretty frelled up, but I found it was actually too dark. I could not watch the whole movie.
I could, like I said, to me, Robert Pattinson when he was in the Bruce Wayne facade seemed too much like an angsty 20-something. It bugged me. It's like it doesn't feel right to me.
Yeah.
Now, I did love, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who would disagree. I loved Ben Affleck as an older, grizzled, jaded Batman and Bruce Wayne. I thought he was perfect. Not everybody would agree with me, but you know what? So what?
So our next candidate coming up is Superman. I'm sorry, there's only one, and his name is Christopher Reeve.
I will say, last night I saw the new one, and of all of them, since the Christopher Reeves movie, this is the one that comes closest, vibe and everything, to the Christopher Reeves movies. Which was, in a lot of ways, kind of hard for me to watch because I really like the darker Henry Cavill ones. Because Henry Cavill, man, you know.
I don't necessarily have to like the movie, but I'd watch it for him. Mikey, you're on mute.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Was I would watch them because of him too, and I haven't watched them because Christopher Reeve is Superman.
Yeah. I did not like the Brendan Routh one. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. Throw that one in the trash. But the newest one, it's good. It's as close as they can get to Christopher Reeves's Superman that they probably ever could.
Yeah.
Truthfully. I was impressed. I loved Crypto the Super Dog. Without giving anything away, to me that was the absolute best part of the movie. But overall, without Crypto, you'd be hard pressed to say that they weren't trying really hard to match the Christopher Reeves versions as much as possible. It turned out really good.
Okay, I'll have to put that on my list to watch. So our next superhero in spandex, Spider-Man.
I love Tom Holland. Spider-Man. I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. So, that's all I'm gonna say.
I've only seen the first one.
So, did you all know July 31st of 2026, a new Spider-Man is coming out? Brand new day. They're gonna pick up where they left off with him and start having new ones, but it is going to be Tom Holland.
Yes.
So I think if they wouldn't have done No Way Home, I would be divided on all the Spider-Man, because it did feel like they were trying to reboot it several times. And it's like, oh my God, how many times can we reboot Spider-Man? You know, he got bit by a spider. You know, what more is there to Spider-Man, you know.
I think part of the problem is some of the older movies, in the 90s and the aughts.
Yeah.
They were casting actors that really were a little too old to go more than 3 movies.
Yeah.
Max. And that was part of the problem. And once the MCU really started, they were smart. They're all like, we need to cast actors who can be in 4, 5, 6, 7 movies.
Yeah.
Without looking like they're aging significantly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they got smarter that, and they casting Tom Holland. I don't think he was even 20 yet when he did the first movie.
I think he was 18 or 19.
Yeah. And considering Spider-Man, the main origin was that he started in high school.
Yeah.
You need somebody who looks like they're in high school, preferably nowadays a teenager. Back when we were kids, the people they cast as high schoolers were pushing 30.
Mm-hmm.
And younger generations don't go for that anymore. It's like, no, if you're going to have high schoolers like us, then they need to be as close to our age as possible.
Yeah.
He was 19. He was 20 when the movie was released.
Yep.
So, on to Planet of the Apes.
Twice.
I think they're pushing for 3 times. I think one of the...
You have the original Planet of the Apes that came out in the 70s, rated G. The only reason why I know they're G-rated, because when I worked at Blockbuster Video, we could only play G-rated movies, and so we watched all the Planet of the Apes. They were G-rated movies. We could do this. Never stopped us from getting in trouble, but, we could do this. Then you had, I don't know what you want to call that, space travel time thing, creation. I can't even think of who the actor is, and I know it's a popular actor that
Oh, it was
I want to say it came out in 2007.
Yeah. It was either one Mark Wahlberg. It was I think it was the other one that looks Ben Affleck's friend. They kind of look alike sometimes, especially when they were younger. Mark Wahlberg and I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
You said it came out in 2007?
I think so.
Was it called
a single standalone movie?
It says it was 2001, and
2001. Okay.
And it is Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg. Okay.
And it has Helena Bonham Carter and Tim Roth in it.
Yeah. So I couldn't remember.
I did not
Mark
like
Wahlberg
that one. I can firmly say, affirmatively say that I'm glad they did not try to make any more like that, but they kind of
The original Planet of the Apes came out in 1968.
Yeah.
And then 2001. Then Rise of the Planet of the Apes in 2011, and then Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes last year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was a trilogy that goes with the Kingdom of the Apes, and it's all basically focused around Caesar. Or no, there's four movies or 5 movies that are all about Caesar.
Okay. Let's see.
Click on it, man.
Let's see.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, is that an orangutan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not know that there was an orangutan in the 2020.
Okay. There's Planet of the Apes, Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yes.
Those were all the ones, and then
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay. Who played the orangutan?
And what kingdom?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Like, I don't know their names, so I was like, oh my God, there's an orangutan.
But yeah, I do like the new ones that came out.
Awesome.
I think they can stand alone and stand up next to the original Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
I really do think they can. Judge Dredd.
Is that
I'm
Sylvester
sorry,
Stallone? Who is that one?
Sylvester Stallone.
Okay.
Oh, that was a Keith Urban one.
Yeah.
Judge Dredd was Keith Urban.
And Sylvester Stallone.
And Sylvester Stallone. Sylvester Stallone is the original. I liked the story that was behind it because it got more into why was he Dredd? How did he get to this place? Versus I am Dredd, and we've got this one little situation happening.
Yeah, I didn't care for either one.
It's like they were trying to leave the reboot open for more movies. And then I think it just didn't see the box office sales they thought it was going to, and decided not to. I'm sorry, Carl Urban, as much as I love your acting, you will never be Sylvester Stallone. You could not even get the snarl right.
Overall, I didn't care for either one, mainly because I felt they were a little too cheesy. I mean, yes, it's a comic book character, but
yeah, I mean, the original
even the Stallone one
did follow the comic book very well. I mean, and when it came out, my oldest was very much into Judge Dredd and comics and everything, and we had to sit there and watch Judge Dredd with his comic books open so he could say, see, it's happening here. See, it's happening there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it didn't. Whatever. I guess them following so closely. Comic books are great, and you want to keep close to comics or books, but going from that kind of media to screen, you kind of have to change things so it doesn't look too cheesy or doesn't, things get missed or misinterpreted when you're switching. And I feel like they got a little too cheesy.
You think they missed the overall essence?
Probably. I mean, I never read the comics, but I knew he was a comic book character, and I just went. Even watching the Stallone one, I was all like, "This is almost a little too comic booky for screen." It felt wrong. Although I loved the story, overall it just felt wrong.
Well, let's talk about wrong. Ghostbusters. Man, it was good seeing Thor in it, but ladies,
I loved that one. I thought it was funny. I mean, I love the original Ghostbusters.
It was funny, but I don't feel that it captured the essence of Ghostbusters.
Probably not as much. No, I think they were trying to, because they couldn't necessarily get all the originals together again. They were trying to create a new team, and I think it was great for what it was.
Yeah.
But it's very definitely standalone, and it really feels more of like an alternate universe.
Yeah,
version.
multiverse type thing.
I really loved the sequels, especially the one where they had the one character, the actor passed away, and they had his ghost.
Yeah,
grandkids and all. I really loved that.
Frozen.
I forget, it was one of those.
Yeah, I know it's Frozen something. It's the one that just came out, or is close to having just come out.
No, it was one before that. There were 2 sequels. The Frozen one's the most recent,
well,
but the one with the ghost was the one before that.
Ghostbusters 2. Then we had that long break. Then that the alternate Ghostbusters come out. Then
there were 2 more after that. The Frozen
there's 2 more. I thought there was only 1 more.
There was 2 more. Let's see. There's the original Ghostbusters. There's Ghostbusters 2. Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Afterlife, okay. So I haven't seen Afterlife, but I have seen the Frozen.
See, and I haven't seen Frozen Empire yet.
Yeah. So I may have to go back and watch Afterlife.
Yes, go back and watch Afterlife. You'll love it because of the way they did a tribute to oh shoot, what was that actor's name? I pull up the original Ghostbusters. Harold Ramis. Spangler. Yeah, they did CGI with him as a ghost.
Yeah.
And it was great. And it was his grandkids in Afterlife and then again in Frozen.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to watch Afterlife.
I didn't watch all of Frozen, but I saw the previews and all and realized it was the same kids from Afterlife to Frozen.
Well, on to the Afterlife, we have the Mummy. Sorry, Brendan Fraser. Wins. No matter what. Tom Cruise's one was okay. I mean, it was action packed, and it definitely left it open for more to follow.
Yeah, I don't think they may have tried to say it was a reboot, but I don't think it was really meant to be a reboot because it's so different.
Yeah, I mean,
it's
the only
so
thing that
completely
they
different
had
from
the same is that it was the Mummy, and it was a mummy, some sort of curse.
Yeah.
But I will have to say I did not like Mummy 4.
I'm trying to remember which one that one was.
The last Mummy one, I didn't care. Or the terracotta army.
Oh yeah.
I did not care for that one. Even though it had Brendan Fraser in it, still didn't care for it.
Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
Yeah.
It's Jet Li. That one was okay. The one that I felt was a little too cheesy, probably in part because the CGI was terrible. Because it was
cutting edge.
It was with The Rock as the Scorpion King.
Scorpion King. Well, I mean, it was cutting edge CGI at the time. I mean,
yeah.
So we have to try to remember that some of these movies that we really love came out in like the 60s, 70s, 80s.
Yeah. But even when I watched it back then, soon after it came out, I was like, yeah, nah.
So, controversial one. Disney live action movies where they're taking the cartoon and making it live action. What do you feel on that?
The various Cinderella versions, some weren't Disney, but the various Cinderella movies were pretty cool. The various Snow White movies I thought were really good, Disney or not. Aladdin, so close. I love Will Smith, but I think he tried too hard.
He had some pretty big shoes to fill.
He had huge shoes to fill.
I think that
I don't think anybody.
I had to take myself and set aside that he is not Robin Williams. I had to take him for the genie that he is.
Yeah. Otherwise, it
that
was
he
good.
was trying to portray.
Otherwise, the live action Aladdin was good. Not that Will Smith was bad. He was stuck with a part that there was no way
Yeah.
anyone was going to think he was good, no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, it was a no-win situation for him. I give him kudos, but
The rest of the movie,
Robin Williams is a tough act to follow.
Yeah. The rest of the movie was great. I have not seen the live action Little Mermaid.
It was okay. I tried sitting down and watching the Snow White, live action Snow White, and
yeah, I
it
haven't
was
seen
all
that
singing.
one yet.
There was no spoken parts. It was all singing.
Yeah.
It felt very much like a musical. It did not feel like a Disney movie.
Mm.
It felt like a musical.
Yeah, I haven't seen the newest Snow White yet.
But, you know, that's my opinion. I'm sure others out there love it, and that's great. So, here's some controversial ones. Are these reboots, or are they a long-awaited prequels and sequels? Starting out with Star Wars. We grew up with A New Hope, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. So then all of a sudden they say, hey, guess what? We're going to make episode 1.
The plan was always to have those first 3 episodes, but in order to ensure that he could get it out and get decent ratings, you know, decent viewership of Star Wars, he decided to start in the middle.
Yeah.
He originally planned the prequels, but it was kind of like, okay, we need to make this, we need to get this out, we need to make it work. What is going to bring the most people in right now?
Well, the thing is I heard that when the movie was premiering, he wasn't at the theater. He was just out doing whatever because he thought it was going to bomb. He thought A New Hope wasn't going to make it, and then all of a sudden he's getting these phone calls that, hey, this is great, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Their box office sales. You know, I remember my dad dropping me and my brother off at the theater almost every single weekend for us to go watch Star Wars: A New Hope while it was in the theaters.
Yeah.
And but then I remember that when it finally came out on VHS, we not only had it on beta, but we had it on VHS. And my dad had no choice but to buy it because we wanted to shut up until he did.
I just remember reading that he originally wanted to do the episodes 1, 2, and 3, but when planning everything out, it was realized that starting with episodes 1, 2, and 3 were not going to work for whatever reason.
So it's been a long time since I read his books. Do you remember how closely they followed the books with 1, 2, and 3? Because I know watching 7, 8, 9, they really deviated from the books. It was like they had these character names, and they decided to make their own movies and call it Star Wars. Because Luke and Leia had twins.
Yeah. In the books that were written later.
Yeah.
After actually, I think some of those books were written after the original trilogy.
Yeah. Yeah, he completed the last of the books after he did the Empire through Jedi.
Did he write the books, or were there other authors who wrote the books?
He wrote the books that George Lucas wrote.
Oh, I didn't know he actually wrote any books. I thought there were a bunch of other authors who he agreed to continued the stories for him.
So
I didn't know he actually wrote some of them, because I know there's whole series.
So George Lucas is credited with creating Star Wars and wrote the screenplay, but it was ghostwritten by Alan Dean Foster.
Okay.
And so he also wrote a novelization of Episode 7, The Force Awakens, which they did not follow. And since all this has come out, the universe has expanded beyond the original trilogy with different publishers, different authors. Yeah, I mean, it's got George Lucas, Alan Dean Foster, Timothy Zahn, Drew Karpyshyn.
Yeah.
The Chuck
episodes.
Wendig, Matthew Stover, James Luceno, John Jackson, and many others.
Episodes 1, 2, and 3 I liked, although I think Anakin, the older Anakin, Hayden Christensen, was not a good choice in casting. He seemed
he did the whiny, moody. I'm this chosen one. I've been told I'm this chosen one my entire life, and you need to respect me as such.
To some extent, yeah, but he still seemed too stiff. Like he wasn't comfortable. The way I describe it is, it felt like he wasn't in the character.
Into the character?
Yeah, he wasn't into the character. I felt like he hadn't quite, almost like he was just sitting there reading off a script, but not. You know what I mean?
I think he captured the dark and moodiness, but that's where, everyone's allowed to agree to disagree.
Well, he did, but it didn't feel authentic.
Yeah.
That was my problem.
It did feel forced.
Yeah. Rogue One, though, I'd say of all the newer movies that's based off the old ones, Rogue One was awesome.
Oh yeah, definitely loved Rogue One.
Perfect. Now Mad Max.
On to our final boots. Mad Max, Fury Road, and Furiosa.
I actually liked them.
I did too. I mean, we did discover that you needed to watch we watched Fury Road and we're kind of confused who's this chick. And then we watched Furiosa and we're like, oh, hey, now I get where we went from Mad Max and how did we get involved in Fury Road.
Yeah.
We had the kids watch it that way too. We watched Mad Max 2, Beyond Thunderdome, and then we watched Furiosa and then Fury Road. And the kids were like, okay, yeah, this all makes sense.
Even though I watched Fury Road and Furiosa, as they came out.
Well, in a way,
I felt like I still liked them.
It almost felt like these should have been somewhere between the second movie and Thunderdome. Because at the end of Thunderdome, you get the definite feeling of this is a finality. This is over. We're not going to see him again. So I wouldn't call them. We can't call it a prequel because we have his origin story in Mad Max. It's not really a sequel. I don't know what to call an in-between quill. Because we have this established storyline with the first 3 movies, and then we have these 2 new ones that come in. That I'm going to place them between Mad Max 2 and 3. And I'm sorry, I don't remember what the second Mad Max movie was.
It's okay.
Yeah, it was just Road Warrior.
Yeah, Road Warrior.
And then there was Mad Max Beyond. Looks like Mad Max The Wasteland. Yeah, Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome was in 85. Then Fury Road, and then a Mad Max Saga in 24. I haven't seen that one yet. You may have to. Oh yeah, that's Furiosa. So I mean, I liked them all. I mean, it was tough going back and watching something that you saw back in when you were real little, and all of a sudden you're like, oh hey, yeah. It's not quite as good as I remember.
One thing's good is, unlike sci-fi, when you have that much of a time gap, you don't have to worry about trying to figure out how to mesh the different technologies.
Yes. With it being post-apocalyptic, we did not have the, like Star Trek, we went from this very chunky ship.
Cheesy.
Yeah, I mean, it was chunky. It really was. It wasn't sleek and streamlined what we had in the Star Trek reboot, in the Calvin timeline.
Yeah.
You know. So, but that. Oh, last one, Alien. The Alien series. Is the new one coming out? I think it's called Covenant Earth.
Or Alien Earth.
Alien Earth.
Alien Earth, I think.
It's supposed to be a prequel, but I'm beginning to think that it's a prequel of its own timeline.
Could be. For the most part, Alien wasn't truly ever rebooted. It was just, it started with the main one and they just added.
Yeah, I mean,
with or without Sigourney Weaver's character.
And I think Alien Resurrection all had Sigourney Weaver in them. And then had an
there
Alien
were a few without her
crossover. Alien Romulus came out in 24. And Alien Earth is coming out in 25. And this is a television series set within the Alien universe. So it's not really a movie, but it's a TV series. But Alien Romulus is a standalone between the events of Alien and Aliens. So it's another one of those in-between quills.
There's one more reboot to mention that I don't know if you probably didn't think to add. Highlander.
Yes, I saw that.
I can't wait to see, mainly because Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill.
The only one.
Henry Cavill in a kilt, man. I mean, seriously. I think I'll like it. I mean, I like the old Highlander. The original actor was iffy for me. Even when I watched it when it first came out, I just didn't care for
the storyline was good, but his acting was mediocre.
Kurgan for the villain was awesome.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting. Dave Bautista is supposed to be Kurgan in the new one, so that'll be interesting.
That shall be interesting.
But overall, of all the Highlanders, my favorite was the TV series.
Yeah.
With Duncan MacLeod.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see this reboot with Henry Cavill as Connor, and how I don't think they're going to play it out exactly the same as the original. I think the story's going to be a little different. But mostly the same characters. But it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Well, that is everything that we have, folks. If we missed a reboot that is at the top of your list or the bottom of your list, wish that it never happened. Is it better than the prequel, sequel, or the original? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you all in October. There will be no meeting in September because we have our Bandera County Preparedness event, and that takes up our entire day. So thank you for joining us, and have yourself a wonderful evening.